In the northern mountains of California lies a place known as Shadow Valley, a city that appears on maps, yet many believe it no longer belongs to the living. Locals avoid it completely. Those who have entered the valley rarely return, and the few who did were never the same again. Their eyes looked hollow, their voices shaky, as if something had followed them back, something that still whispered in their ears at night. Shadow Valley's past is drenched in tragedy. In 1943, a strange fire consumed nearly the entire town. Witnesses claimed the flames didn't come from houses or power lines, but from the old cemetery at the edge of the valley. People swore they saw the soil of the grave shifting on its own, and a strange black smoke rising from underground. Smoke that ignited into fire the moment it touched the air. Many residents died that night, and to this day no one knows where the bodies were taken or who buried them. Decades passed, but the curse never lifted. Travelers reported that at night the streets filled with a bone-chilling wind. Abandoned houses echoed with the cries of children, the desperate screams of women, and a strange whisper so close to the ear that some fled immediately. The whisper was always the same: don't go there. One day, a popular Californian horror YouTuber named Ryan Carter decided he would visit Shadow Valley. People online warned him repeatedly not to go, but Ryan was determined. He believed there was always a logical explanation. No ghosts, no spirits, just people's imagination mixed with urban legends. He packed his cameras, drones, and equipment and set out with his team of 4, Sarah, David, Lily, and Sophie. As they entered the valley, the sky shifted unnaturally. It was midday, yet the sun barely pierced through the thick clouds. The air smelled like damp, rotten wood mixed with something earthy, something like grave soil. Sarah whispered nervously, "This doesn't feel right. Maybe we should leave." But Ryan only grinned. "Come on, this is exactly the kind of footage that goes viral." The moment they reached the town center, all their phones lost signal. No network, no GPS. Lily looked down at her phone in confusion. There was a message on her screen. "Welcome back." No sender, no notification sound, no app. Below the message was a single date, 1943. Sophie screamed and dropped the phone. "How is that possible? We're offline." That night, the group set up camp inside an old school building. The walls were cracked, and what looked like dried brown stains covered the tiles. David pointed a flashlight at the stains. "Just paint," he said. But before he could finish, heavy footsteps echoed from the floor above. Slow, rhythmic, dragging footsteps. They climbed the stairs carefully, but there was no one. Only a long hallway filled with darkness. Ryan raised his camera, and through the lens he saw it. At the end of the hallway stood a tall black figure. No face, no hands, just a silhouette absorbing all the light around it. Ryan froze for a moment before running back down the stairs. The town grew more alive as the night deepened, but not with people. The streets shifted under the heavy fog, the buildings groaned, and the air throbbed with the faint cries of unseen residents. The drone they launched captured horrifying footage from above, the layout of the town twisting as if the entire valley was breathing, reshaping itself, trapping them inside. Suddenly, Sarah screamed. 3 shadowy children stood behind her, silent, faceless, their bodies flickering like smoke. Their cries filled the air. Not normal children's cries, but distant, echoing wails like voices rising from a deep well. Sarah tried to run, but fell. The shadows climbed onto her, and when the team pulled her up, her eyes had turned completely white. She spoke in a slow, broken voice. "They're back." Panic erupted. The team sprinted toward their vehicle, but the car was now surrounded. Dozens of shadowy figures, men, women, children, encircled it, their outlines wavering like flames. It was as if the entire population of 1943 had risen again. David whispered, "We're not visitors here. We're prisoners." Then it happened. The old church bell rang, deep, shaking, deafening. But the bell tower had been broken for 80 years. Each toll of the bell made the shadows step closer, their shapes stretching unnaturally, absorbing the darkness. Ryan ran, camera still recording, into an abandoned house. He slammed the door shut. Through the window, dozens of shadows pressed their hands against the glass. Ryan, trembling, whispered into the camera, "If anyone finds this, please don't come to Shadow Valley. This town doesn't let the dead rest, and it doesn't let the living leave." The next morning, a truck driver found Ryan's camera lying on the roadside. Authorities searched for the crew, but none of them were ever found. The video was later uploaded online, gaining millions of views and becoming one of the most chilling disappearances ever recorded. Locals say a new shadow now roams the valley at night. A shadow holding a camera, a shadow with terrified eyes.